say, he threw that cat a good 40 yards in this movie. That cat...
It landed in the neighbor's yards. That's a heck of a throw.
40 yards. Do you think the hand did it on purpose so he would go over there?
Could be. Maybe the hand is his subliminally trying to tell him to talk to her.
Oh.
Just got deep.
Do you think that was a weird scene watching it again? Him and Elba in the house, he's just squeezing her head, then he ties his hand.
Yeah. You know who played the hand?
Who?
When it wasn't attached to him?
Chuck Finley.
It was Chris Hart who plays hands in movies.
Really?
Yeah. He played Thing in the Addams Family Values.
Wow. So he's a good hand guy.
He's a magician in real life. So that would explain why he's so good with his hands, but that's what he does primarily in movies, is just he plays a hand.
If I ever make a movie, I'm just going to have one of him clapping. I was watching a movie the other day with people clapping terribly.
Yeah, I saw, what was the movie? It was a baseball movie, and then the guy was supposed to be clapping, and he looked like he had at least a watermelon of space in between his hands. And he was right behind the main actors, and I was like, wow.
It's like the guy sweeping in Skyfall or Casino Royale. You know that scene where they wouldn't let the broom hit the ground because it would make noise?
Sound, yeah. But it's just like, guys, how about we just replace that with, like, say, a guy who's, like, moving a garbage can on wheels, or not even have someone there.
Yeah, or a little poking stick, poking trash. Or you're saying the clapping guy.
Hey, that would even work better, yeah.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be too much noise.
With the clapping guy, you could just have your hand in front of you and just going like this. As we all know, that shot, the golf clap. If you're doing it with your hands like right in front of you, it look like you're clapping cymbals together. I mean, my goodness.
They had the CGI at the cymbals out of his hands. Yeah, well, we made a mistake on that. The dude had cymbals. The slow cymbal clap. Imagine that. 20,000 people.
Ugh.
Imagine paying for that in a film.
Oh, gosh.
And then cutting it.
And like, Dunkirk. Ugh. Can you imagine all those extras? They had like actual 1,000 extras.
Yeah.
That's like whenever we did Hunger Games. The hell with that.
There was so many. Jesus. In 17-degree weather.
Ugh. It was like 400 kids and their parents. Oh, my Lord.
We drank a lot of coffee.
Chewed a lot of bubble gum.
And kicked a lot of ass. All right, so... another weird scene. So he murders his family, right? And then he just starts watching TV, and him and his hand fight over the TV.
Yeah, with
cartoons, and then Twilight Zone.
It was like he does Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And then he does like some magic show, and it's just like I liked how it kept clicking onto another hand thing.
Yeah.
And it just like kept going. like how many? Where is this? The hand network? Like
his hand knows what's up. But he murders his family, and then he's worried about the TV. This is a true stoner. Like,
yeah, he doesn't even notice his parents are dead for like 2 days. He's like, Mom, we're out of milk. Mom, we're out of cereal. Mom, we're out of dog food.
So he's a high schooler.
Yeah, he would be a high schooler. Yeah.
And he hasn't been to school in six months. Somebody said, what are his parents doing? Well, she does call him like Bunny Bear and Schmoopy Pants and stuff like that. So she probably dotes on him. And then he just doesn't go to school because he's feeling sick. And then he yells at his mom about buying more groceries.
Yeah.
Ma!
We're out of milk.
Ma, we're out of dog food.
One of the scenes that they pointed out, whenever he pushes the dog into the hallway, in the commentary, they point out that the dog had a boner. So if you watch it, you can see that the dog was clearly having a good time.
What were their production schedule on this movie? Did you hear about that?
They didn't really talk much about the production schedule. They did have to move fast, though, because a lot of it was overnight. But Devon Sawa was like really hardcore apparently about shooting the scenes. Although it does look like he was like goofy and a stoner the whole time, he took it extremely seriously because this was like the first major role for him. So he did take this movie very seriously. He did a lot of improv to bring up the nutmeg and the oregano scene. It was his idea to take the Ajax and squirt it into his mouth.
Yeah,
brush it out. That was actually his idea.
Because he was Casper. He had done a few Little Giants.
Little Giants, because he was like the tallest kid in Little Giants, I think. And it was because he hit puberty like way earlier than everybody else. They were all the same age, but he was like a giant.
He grew on set, 17 feet.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody else that was involved, like Seth Green, this was before Seth Green was a thing. I mean, he hadn't done anything other than
Can't Hardly Wait.
On Austin Powers. He had a small. They played the son in that, but it was like he wasn't like who he was now. He wasn't Adult Swim. There was no Family Guy was a thing. Because that came out in 97, but it wasn't like it had been canceled at this point.
Really? It's been around that long?
Wasn't it 97 when that came out?
I've never watched it.
It'd been around for a long time. No, wait, I'm getting that confused with South Park.
Kramer versus Kramer. Melrose Place.
90210, The Return.
Oh gosh,
I'm looking forward to that when they're bringing back more 90s TV shows. Well, they're bringing back was the show with James Brolin that he did 3 seasons of. What was it called? It was like in 1978 or something.
Really?
Yeah, they're gonna bring that back, and it's like, why would you bring that back? Apparently, all the actors who were playing middle-aged people are still alive. So the thought was, well, just bring them back. And where are they now? Well, they would be retired and
hanging out.
Probably a lot of them would be in Florida right now.
Ooh, imagine the massive crossover you could have. Everyone just in Florida chilling.
No, I don't think I'd watch that.
Okay. All right, well, hey, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk more Idle Hands. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. It is now 6:33 Druid time. What do you think, Chris Kelly?
I think it's time to get some burritos and pizza.
That's right.
Ooh, what about a pizza with a burrito crust?
Oh my goodness! So like beans in the crust?
Yes.
Jeez Louise.
They're bringing back the pretzel crust. Did you see that?
That's too much.
I couldn't do it.
I saw that pizza. I couldn't do it.
I asked the lady whenever I went on a hike about a week ago, and I was like, I'm going to stop and get a pizza. And she was like, oh, we have a pizza crust, or we have a pretzel crust now on our pizza. And I was like, how is it? She's like, well, we use a nacho cheese sauce for the sauce base. And I was like, ugh.
You were eating that while hiking?
No, afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't do it.
I had visions of you carrying a large pizza walking through the woods, just snacking, chatting with fellow hikers, just smacking.
Chatting, smacking, and pizza.
Throwing crust to deer. Feeding the fish and the turtles with pizza crust.
I'm like, come on, guys, it's okay.
Cramping halfway through.
It's the gluten.
It's not like a brick.
When's Pizza Hut going to go gluten-free? Why did I choose this?
Speaking of Pizza Hut and Devon Sawa, I got the Casper toys from Pizza Hut.
I did too.
When I was younger. The glow-in-the-dark ones.
I remember those. Do you remember whenever they did Land Before Time? The little puppets?
No.
Little hand puppets?
Maybe.
Oh, we had them all.
You had them all?
We did.
Remember Pizza Hut with the Dennis Rodman commercial? So it's David Robinson and Dennis Rodman when they both played for the Spurs.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that commercial where Dennis Rodman's on top of a basketball hoop. He's on a motorcycle. He's doing all these crazy things. Then David Robinson eats the pizza backwards. And Dennis Rodman's like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy.
That's when they were doing the stuffed crust.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of the stuffed crust.
I was all about the stuffed crust.
What? Why?
I don't know. Stuffed crust. I was like 8. You eat anything when you're 8.
That's a good point. I thought it was just too much.
It's not ham.
It's like whenever you had remember some places started doing like mini cheeseburgers along the outside of the pizza.
What?
You don't remember this?
No.
What? Wow.
Is this a Philly thing?
Learn how to live.
Is this a Philly thing?
No.
Pennsylvania thing? Were they doing Philadelphia cheesesteak pizzas with Philadelphia cheesesteaks around?
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm not too impressed.
Yeah. I've had better.
I've had better. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, my cousin Vino. He does better. He put an entire pastrami sandwich on the end of it.
Hey, Hank, I won the lottery the other day, $70 million. Yeah, well, my cousin Vito just won 20 at the tracks.
Yeah, well, you know what? I got a free oil change.
Wait, what? What? Yeah, you know how they do deep dish pizza? We do incredibly deep dish pizza.
We do slim plates.
So we take a bowl and we just fill it with cheese and put some bread on top. It's a bowl pizza.
Yeah, it's really heavy on the cheese, but
light on crust, healthy. Ask Vito. Yeah.
Talk to Olive Garden about it.
All right, so you have a lot of behind the scenes information about this movie, and I want to know more. So tell me. Open up the floodgates, Chris.
Well, one of the things I thought was interesting was how the movie looks, which it could be taken as either Japanese horror or Italian horror, and the director talks about it a lot in the commentary.
Giallo? Right? No.
What?
No, Giallo horror.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh,
Argento.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Where's my bird?
You had me thinking I was crazy there. I'm like, wait a second.
It sounded like you were like trying to. I thought you were trying to. You were like calling. I thought you maybe have had one too many pastrami sandwiches.
No, never.
It is 6:33 in Druid time right now. So.
Yeah, but I've had 6 Druid of those sandwiches, and they're tiny. They're little.
I love that scene at the end where they're like, "Oh, well, it's like 10 o'clock. We got plenty of time." She's like, "No, Druid time. We got 15 minutes." And
like, what?
Like scrambling around, turned into like a Benny Hill
skit. And she's gonna murder Devon Sawa, and that one guy's like, "All right, kitty cat, this is a little much."
Yeah, I love how he's like trying to be like, "Hey, yeah, that's right, you piece of," like grabs the guy and holds him, and he's like, "All right, beat his ass," and he like pulls out the knife, like, "Whoa, wait a minute."
And I like when he's hitting on that high school girl. He's like, "Yeah, I've been out of high school for about 4 years."
I think that girl actually, he found out that day that was actually his half sister.
Yep, half sister.
That's so crazy, isn't it? Like
they really found that out.
Yeah, that's a real thing that happened on the set.
Wait, my dad has another family.
I love that scene too, like when they're at the what do you call it, like a wake or whatever for the two twins, and she's like, "Oh, they asked me if I wanted to go on a double date, and I thought that they met with other girls, and turns out it was with them. And he's like, so what happened? I told him that they just go blow yourself. He's like, whoa, did they?
Oh, big truck.
Yeah. So anyways,
Tom DeLonge was in that scene when Devon Sawa walks into that.
That was like right before I think Blink-182 really took off.
Yeah. So let's see. I think when I was 16 was 98 when What's My Age Again and all that came out.
Was it 90? Yeah, you're right.
Because I drove that. I got that in Californication around. I was driving around.
Oh, I hated that album.
Oh man, I love that.
Californication?
Get out of here, Chris Kelly. It's a matter of opinion.
I'm so happy that it's been 20 years since that record came out, and they're still playing it on contemporary radio. I really can't. I can't really complain. I was listening to
Scar Tissue's a good driving song.
I was listening to "Suck My Kiss" on the way.
Oh, brother!
On the way in here, and some Faith No More.
Nice.
I really can't talk smack on 90s California rock.
Oh, I love it. I'm all for it.
Primus was good.
Primus?
They're still good.
They're still playing. Their songs are so long.
Really?
Jam band.
They're worse than Fish.
Yeah, you gotta listen to that bass track. It's been going on for 2 years.
Have you listened to a Fish live record?
No, I don't want to.
Oh my lord. I had Dark Side of the Moon. It was 3 discs long.
It looks like an encyclopedia. All records, 70 records.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is longer than In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida drum solo.
It's just a 40-minute cowbell solo.
I love like whenever In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida had their 30-year re-release anniversary of their record, and it had the live version of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida from 1968, and then it had the original version, which was I think a 4-minute song, and then the live version was 44 minutes. It's literally like a 30-minute drum solo.
It's horrible.
It's insane.
Just stop.
It's insane.
I'm leaving. As soon as the drum solo goes past 47 seconds, I'm out. If you can't tell me everything you need to tell me in 47 seconds, I'm out of here. I'm watching my clock. Yeah. Oh, it's almost there.
It's the 46, and he's like, doop, see ya.
Perfect.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He's hired.
Yeah. Man, that was a sweet... You know the story he told in those 40 seconds? Just hanging around too long.
Told me about how he was supposed to be the original producer of the movie Platoon.
Yeah.
Lost a bet with Oliver Stone. It was
So I put 8 hours on my parking meter. The concert went 30. My car got towed. Can you believe it?
I remember the last concert I went to was with my old roommate, and he didn't want to pay for parking. And this was out there by Screen Gem Studios.
Oh yeah.
So he had to find free parking. So we had to park almost like over a mile away to park. And I was like, could we just park there? I'll pay the $10. Like, whoa. That $10 we put forward, like buying a couple of beers.
Are you driving?
Yes. That was just like the funniest thing to me. I was
Slow down there, kitty cat.
I gotta go kill Devon Sawa now. Wow, this is the worst concert I've ever been to.
Yeah.
So back to some behind the scenes stuff. So with the lighting and the pace of the movie and everything, they talked about that in the commentary that some of his heaviest influences on this movie specifically was Suspiria.
Oh yeah,
which you can totally tell with the lighting and how people are acting, how everything's kind of like overly acted, kind of just like when we brought up with the knife. Mm-hmm. It's like, whoa, hold on there, kitty. The same thing in Suspiria where the ladies are going like, wow.
So this one had more green than red.
I think there's a pretty good mix, but there's definitely a lot more green and very oddly put green lighting too. Like whenever he also used this, which is I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but when Seth Green and Eldon are sorry, I don't remember his last name, but when they're coming,
Eldon Henson or Peanut.
So they're coming out of the dirt. He specifically wanted to use the movie "Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things," which is one of my personal favorite zombie films from the early 70s. And when he said that, I was like, I immediately thought that when I was watching this. Now it's been like almost 20 years since I last saw it, but I immediately thought that, like, oh my gosh, that's Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And he said that was his biggest influence, was the way that the zombies came out of the earth in that movie.
Jeez Louise.
Because if you haven't seen it, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But that's a dynamite movie.
Deep cuts.
It's a good one. Cannibal Ferox, which I don't know why, but I didn't like that one that much as Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust, the follow up to that was Cannibal Ferox, which wasn't that great of a movie. It was more
80, right? Or was that 70?
No, that was 81 or 82. Because Cannibal Holocaust was 80.
80. Yeah.
And I think this one, I think